Okay, to assemble the barbecue, you're going to have to unpack the box, the crate, and you should have the following items on the floor out of the box. You're going to have the base, which is right here, and you're going to have the upright support arm, which is right here, and also this bracket here that holds the barbecue. So it's a barbecue support bracket. And also you're going to have an upright support that holds the heater and the signage, which is back here. The following graphics are going to be separately packed, and you're going to have 3 graphics, one large one, one medium size, and one small one. The back one is the backer that goes behind the support that hangs. The other 2 actually go onto the barbecue, which are supplied by your supplier. We're going to assemble now the unit. And first step you're going to have to do is put the upright support onto the base. Okay, so let's just grab that. Just make sure that you have the holes that are mounted on the bottom lined up on the support on the base. You just slide this in. Okay. Once that's in, take a look at your kit that you receive with all the screws and nuts and bolts and that you have. You will have one small kit that is built for the bottom base here, which are 3/8 bolts with washers. Just take that out. You can break it open. And make sure you put in lock washer and a flat washer as such. Okay, once you have that, all you have to do is just mount it and screw it in position. Should go in by hand without any problems. You're gonna have to do the other 3 the same way. Put the lock washer and put the flat washer on. Once you have these on, put these on, then you're going to have to need a socket or a ratchet or open end wrench to tighten this up so you can continue assembling the unit. So we're going to finish this, tightening this down, and then we're going to continue to show you how to assemble the rest of it. Alright, we just finished putting the screws and tightening the screws for the upright support. Just make sure they're nice and tight, all 4 of them. And then have a look, make sure that your base is not rocking. If it's rocking, make sure that you have levelers on all 4 corners. You can actually unscrew them just to make sure it's nice and sturdy. Once it's nice and sturdy, then what we're going to do is we're going to install the support bracket for the barbecue, which is right here. So this is the support for the barbecue, and you'll see that you have holes or nutserts inside here where the barbecue bracket will be fastened onto. So you have 4 bolts here, and you're going to use 5/16 bolts to screw into the support. All right, so you're going to go back to your kit. You're going to get all these screws out and washers, and again the same principle applies. You're going to put a lock washer in first and then a flat washer, and then all you have to do is just put it in, and you can put it in by your finger tight. Okay, same thing here, another one, lock washer, flat washer, and line this up, put it in by hand. You can put this one down a bit. There you go. You can leave that one for time being, and we'll put the remaining 2 onto the support bracket. Just finished tightening the bolts here for this support bracket. Make sure it's nice and tight, and once you finish that, you're going to get some more of these screws. They're 5/16 screws, and get 1 or 2 ready for yourself, because we're going to install the upper panel that holds the heater and the sign. So as previously, just make sure you put a lock washer and a flat washer on. I'm going to get 2 of them ready now and have them ready and handy so we can fasten that on. Okay, so now we're going to pick up this bracket. This bracket here, this support here for the heater and that, fastens up in the top, and it goes around like a U shape here. So what we're going to do is lift it up in place, and then we're going to put a couple of bolts that fit. You're going to have 3 on the side and 3 on the back. Okay, so we're going to lift that up, and we're going to install that. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is, as you can see, we're going to put two, one there. We're going to put one on top, just to make sure it doesn't fall. Okay, everything should go in nice and easy by hand. So we have 2 in there. So now we're going to put the rest of the screws in, and we're going to tighten it. Okay. So again, you have 3 in the back and 3 on the side. Okay, so now we sort of tighten this up just to make sure that you put all the bolts in first before you tighten it up. All the bolts have to go in first, and then you can tighten up this side here first, and then you can tighten the rest. Now it's nice and sturdy, and it should look something like this. Once we're finished doing that, now we're going to continue to install a bracket for the barbecue. Now this stainless steel bracket, that comes with the barbecue, and if you look at it, you're going to find out that this is actually the top. Make sure you don't have it upside down. So all these slots here, they're actually on the top. So it looks like this. Okay. Now when you put this on here, just line it up to the bolts, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the bolts that we have and screw them inside here. Okay, we're just going to start, if you can just hold that for a second, and we're going to get some of these in the kit. Again, same thing applies. What we're going to do is put a lock washer and a flat washer, and we'll have 2 of them ready, so this way we can continue putting this together. Okay, here's one for you and one for me. So just line it up again, just put it in by hand. Okay. Okay. Again, just a point, make sure that this is pointing up. Okay. Okay. Might have to wiggle it a little bit just to get it started, but everything should go in by hand. Okay. All right. Okay. So let me just. Okay, we finished installing the bracket that holds the barbecue on the support arm. Just make sure all the bolts are nice and tight, and the locking mechanism is off. In other words, these 2 locks here, they should be facing towards you, to the front of the unit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to install the brackets for the heater. The heater gets mounted up in the top with 2 brackets that we have on the bottom here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 brackets, and we're going to take these brackets apart from the heater. They actually come as a kit. So disassemble them and leave the other part on the heater, and these are the supports that we have to mount on. So what we're going to do is we're going to use these screws here that come in a kit, and there's also 4 nuts that go in the back. So you're going to grab those and you're going to hold them on the back. Okay? So now what we're going to do is make sure you put them on the same way you've taken them off the heater. So in the back here, we're going to take the screw that has just a washer. Okay. We're going to mount it, hold it in, and on the other side we're going to put a nut inside. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for this one here on the bottom. Okay, put that in, put that screw in the back. Okay, that's good. You fasten the brackets onto the back panel. Make sure they're nice and tight. The other part of the brackets that are on the heater, which we're going to show you right here, make sure that they're loose, but not too loose. In other words, to hold the heater, but they can slide back and forth. This will give you an adjustment. Okay. make sure you put the brackets together the same way as you got them in a kit. In other words, there's a little step here, a little bumper for adjustment. It has it on here and on the other side as well. So when you put it on, make sure you put it on the same way again as the way the kit came in, apart. So this way they're adjustable. When you loosen it, you can adjust it. Okay, we're going to put this back on, and then we're going to show you how you can adjust it once it's up there. Okay? Okay, we just finished installing the heater. So now we've put it in up position. We tighten up these lock screw on both of them. We wanted to put it up in up position so we can show you how to feed the extension cord. What we have is an extension cord that's hidden in the tube, and we're going to feed it from the top, and it exits on the bottom here. And so we put it up like this so we can show you. So that hole that you have there, just feed the extension cord in, straight, simple, all the way down. And then on the bottom, you can just get it out on the bottom there. Okay? That's fine. That's okay. All right? So once we get that, there's a hole in the bottom here, and you can just feed the extension cord right up. And if it's a little bit difficult, we can always use a little piece of wire or something, and we can feed it out. That's okay. That's fine. That's very straightforward. Once we finish that, then we can actually move the heater, loosen these screws, and bring the heater back down. So we're going to show you how to do that right after when we get it set up. Once we're finished here, we're going to put that sign up on the top. Now the sign is mounted on this upright tube. Now when we look at the sign, we're going to show you right here. When you open the sign, take the lid off. There's a lid on the top, and you're going to see that we have a mounting bracket. There's two holes there that the screws go in. You put it, when you install it, make sure that the sign is positioned in such a way that it's over the sign that's sticking out backwards. Okay? In other words, it's actually facing this way. The two screws, all you have to do is just mount it up on the top, put the two screws, tighten it with a screwdriver, and put the lid back on as such. Once it's lid on, and then you can just put this lid back on there like that. We're going to install this graphic onto the back panel here, which is right below the heater. To do so, you're going to remove the graphic from the box. And what you're going to do is you're going to peel the backing off this graphic. The graphic, it's not permanent, so if you make a mistake, you can always reposition it. So in other words, it does have a backing. You can peel this backing right off. Okay? Just peel it completely off, and then you can set it onto the metal. Try to get it as smooth on the edge on the bottom and on the side here. Now, if you have made a mistake, not to worry, because you can always lift that off, and you can reposition it, and you can put it back down again. So if it's not square, or the way you like it, you can always lift it again, or take it right off if you like, and then you can position it and put it right back in. If there's any bubbles, you can just push them off, and they'll come right out. Okay? So now we're going to install the back panel. The back panel has Velcro that sort of holds it on the both parts. The Velcro is already attached here. One is attached on the bottom. The bottom is, we're going to attach that last. So when you take the panel, move the panel right up to it. It will actually just nest right on the bottom here. So when you put it on, the Velcro will hold it on. You can always lift it off if you make a mistake. Again, try to make it nice and even on the edge. Set it down and just press lightly, and that will hold it in place. If you made a mistake, you can always pull it off again. Only Velcro. And on the bottom, what we have is, we have Velcro that's attached on the bottom here. Once you like the way it's set up, the way it's positioned, then we just peel this masking off the Velcro here. Peel it right off, and then just press it against the bottom like this, all the way across. And then you're finished. You're all done. Okay, now we're going to show you how to install the barbecue onto the bracket, support bracket here. Just make sure that the locking mechanism is off. In other words, it has to be in a forward position, facing forward. Same as this one here, forward. And then what we'll do is we'll take the barbecue. It has two handles there for you, nicely. So you just slide it in. You can have somebody looking at it if you want. Okay. Now, once you have it locked in place, it stays the way it is. Now what we have to do is put the locks on. Now to do that, we lift off the barbecue, slide it forward a bit, and let it slide down in the down position. Once it's in down position, we're going to take these locking mechanism, turn it up, slide it forward to the back, and then put it down again. Same thing with this one. Turn it up, push it to the back, and turn it down. Now it's locked. Now the barbecue is locked in position. If you want it up again, just grab it, raise it up, slide it back, set it down. Okay, we're going to install this graphic now onto the cover of the barbecue. You should really do this before you install the barbecue or the cover onto the barbecue. Now, when you have the graphic, it comes with the backing that you can peel off. And it's very forgiving. If you make a mistake, you can always, reset it and put it back in the right position. But once you have it, you can put it on right to the back. So take it in, you take your time, and like I said, if you made a mistake, no big deal, you can always set it back down again. All right? So set that in. Now, for example, I put it too much to one side. You can peel it off again and reset it. Again, it's very forgiving. So put it in the spot where you feel that it's in even position. Set it down, and then just press down and try to get all the bubbles out. And if you make a mistake, you can always lift it up and redo it again. Now once you've done that, then you take the cover, and you'll see two slots on the back where the cover actually sits in. So you can see it right there, where the black slot is, and same thing on this side here. Okay. Now your cover is in the proper position.